Hello everyone, welcome to Hari's Success Point. In the last day's video, we discussed about digestive system, the 16th lesson of 11th class biology. Today in our video, we will discuss about some major disorders that are related to digestive system. Since digestion is an important process, the disorders related to digestive system is very serious. The common disorder or ailment of the intestinal tract is the inflammation, that means swelling. It occurs due to bacterial or viral infections. As you all know, there is a healthy population of microbes residing in our intestine. When the number of microbes get overpopulated, it causes some serious health problems that is mainly related to the digestive system. These disorders can also be caused by endoparasites like tapeworm, pinworm, hookworm, etc. When the population of these enteroparasites increases, it mainly depends upon the digested food particles from our stomach. So, it leads to malnutrition, which also causes certain symptoms in the body. Now we are going to discuss a few major disorders that are related to digestive system. The first one among them is PEM or protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition is also called protein energy undernutrition or PEU. It is a form of malnutrition that is defined as the range of pathological conditions arising from lack of dietary protein and energy. Primary or protein energy malnutrition can be of two types. They are primary PEM and secondary PEM. In primary type, protein energy malnutrition is found in children. It is rarely found in elders. In children, primary PEM is of two types. This primary PEM is of two types. They are kwashiorkor and marasmus. Kwashiorkor, it mainly arises due to abandonment of breastfeeding, since certain important proteins and antibodies for the infant is present in the breast milk. Due to the absence, kwashiorkor mainly arises due to abandonment of breastfeeding. The breast milk contains a lot of proteins and immunoglobulins which are essential for the normal development of baby, and it causes leakage of the cell membrane, releasing the intracellular or intravascular fluid and proteins, and this results in edema. Due to this disease, it weakens the immunity of a person, making him susceptible to various kinds of diseases, and it is characterized by the symptoms like change in skin and hair color and texture, loss of weight, swelling of the ankles, feet and belly, irritation, failure to gain muscle mass, fatigue, diarrhea, etc. The next one among primary protein energy malnutrition is marasmus. It is characterized by weight loss, fat and muscle depletion, prevalent in children younger than those affected in kwashiorkor. Marasmus also damages immunity, making the children more susceptible to infections. So, marasmus is most common among children than kwashiorkor. Then the next one is secondary protein energy malnutrition. It is caused due to disorders in the gastrointestinal tract. It can be caused due to infections, hyperthyroidism, trauma, burns and other critical illness, and it decreases appetite and impairs nutrient metabolism. The next serious disorder is indigestion. Indigestion is defined as the difficulty of food digestion in the stomach. It leads to pain or discomfort in the digestive system. Indigestion may be caused by an inadequate digestive enzyme production in the stomach, anxiety, food poisoning, overeating and ingestion of spicy foods. And the next one is constipation. Constipation is a condition of irregular and difficult bowel movement characterized by hardened fecus. Constipation may be caused by indigestion of dietary foods, indigestion of fat-rich content food, indigestion of high fiber content food, and lack of water in the food. The next one is vomiting. Vomiting is an involuntary action stimulated by the expulsion of food contents through the mouth from the stomach. So, in this process, esophagus produces a reverse movement of peristalsis. So, usually the peristaltic movement is from the pharynx to the stomach, but during the time of vomiting, a reverse peristaltic movement occurs. That means food is expelled from the stomach to the mouth. Food allergy, stomach infection or food poisoning, gastroesophageal reflex action can be a reason for this vomiting. Then the next one is diarrhea. It is quite common and it is a condition of abnormal bowel movement and appearance of continuous discharge of fluid from the anus. It may be caused by food allergies, viral infection in the stomach, bacterial infection in the digestive tract, and parasitic infection in the intestinal tract. So, various reasons can be there behind diarrhea. Then the last one is jaundice. Jaundice is caused by excess bilirubin, which is formed when hemoglobin is broken as a part of the normal process of recycling old or damaged RBC. As you all know, the normal lifespan of an RBC cell is 120 days. So, after this 120 days, normally RBC cells undergo recycling to produce normal new cells. So, in liver, the normal process of recycling of damaged or old RBC occurs. Normally, bilirubin is processed by the liver and excreted into the digestive tract, and this helps in the process of digestion. If the liver fails to perform the efficient process of red blood cells, bilirubin accumulates and it causes yellowing of body along with seriously affecting the digestive system. So, yellow color appears in nails and white portion of the eye. So, that is the visible change during jaundice, and also it adversely affects the normal digestion and it causes some digestive disorders.